I'm Earl Stewart. I welcome you to Earl Stewart on Cars Mystery Shopping Report.
That mystery shop is from Subaru from South Tampa.
From the notes from Agent Lightning, speaking as if I were Agent Lightning. I arrived mid-morning and was greeted by a salesman who happened to be sitting on a bench on his phone when I approached. He smiled, asked if anyone was expecting me that day. I said no. I'd been interested in seeing the new Outbacks, Subaru Outback, and was wondering if they had any in their inventory. He responded affirmatively, asked if I'd like to take a look. We walked over to where they were in a lot, and I was particularly taken by the color of a new 2024 Subaru Outback Touring XT. It was a deep, rich burgundy. The MSRP, manufacturer's suggested retail price, was $44,090. I didn't see an addendum. Didn't say there wasn't one, but sometimes they're not affixed. He asked if I'd like to go for a test drive. I agreed and excused himself to grab the keys. As he was walking away, I realized I hadn't got his name. He turned and replied, Gabe, G-A-B-E, Gabe, before continuing on his way. He returned a few minutes later, and I sat on the driver's seat with him in the passenger seat. He proceeded to detail the features of the Subaru, showing extensive knowledge about the Outback. He gave me more information than I needed, from how the engine functions to maximize gas mileage to the camera system, reminiscent of Tesla's. Gabe continued to educate me on the car as we drove around the neighborhood and then back to the main road. Subaru, as I said earlier, it's a good car. I mean, it's right up there, one of the best cars made. And so Subaru dealers typically use that because a lot of people aren't familiar with Subaru because there's not that many on the road. But they have got a great product. So rightfully, this salesman was very well trained in presenting the product. Once back at the dealership, he asked me how soon I was thinking about buying. I said that if everything went well, I'd love to pick it up later that day. He seemed enthusiastic, saying, great, let's make it happen. We went inside and he collected my information before excusing himself to talk to his sales manager. I asked about the packages on the car and explained that unlike other dealerships that add a market adjustment, they actually offer something beneficial to their customers as they drive to avoid financial hardships. Now, addendums, what he said is accurate. There's two kinds of addendum, and he talked about the fact that they just don't throw in an increase in price without giving you something for it. And that's the other kind of addendum where they give you something for it. But unfortunately, the bad news is typically what they give you for it is worth very little compared to what they're charging you for it. So I guess if I had to choose between the addendum for nothing or the addendum for almost nothing, I would probably take the one for almost nothing. But addendums by nature are devious, misleading, and not right. Gabe said he would discuss with the sales manager the possibility of having it removed if that was the only thing stopping me from buying that day. He truly wanted to earn my business. Gabe then offered me some water before excusing himself again to speak with the sales manager. He returned a little later with a sales worksheet. He started going over to the different elements of the price sheet. Jokingly, I told Gabe, I'm not young like you. Can I borrow your pen to write this down? I'll never remember all of this. Kind of remove some of the suspicion that she might be a mystery shopper. Very clever. Mm-hmm. He began, the selling price was the MSRP, $44,060. Why they call this first price the selling price. The selling price should be the last price, but unfortunately, they put it at the top of the page, and then they just keep on adding on to the selling price. And if they add on the selling price, it's not really the selling price. So they added $960.49 in government fees. And as Stu noted on the report, there's no car buyer in Florida that has to pay $960 in government fees. I mean, government fees are sales tax and license plate. You can't come up with that amount. So in there's some Mickey Mouse junk fees, like electronic filing is one of the favorite. just about every dealer I know has something called electronic filing fee, which is just garbage, it's BS. And then there's also another one that relates to what might be a license plate, and that's the tag agency fee, and that's just a junk fee. So they also added a $999 dock fee, more nonsense, junk. $99 for Starlink. Is that the...
I think, yeah. Well, GM has Starlink or OnStar, so maybe Starlink is their
that's
version of
probably
that.
like
Well, I don't know. It sounds like that, but it's being added on.
Probably a
at the dealership.
GPS device of
What is
some
it?
kind. Then there was $2,495 for Mag Buyer's Advantage. What's the Mag?
I don't know.
Mag Buyer.
I was trying to make sense of the dealership's name. It didn't.
It makes no sense. Mag Buyer's Advantage. I mean, it would be like Subaru South Tampa Advantage, but Mag, I don't know. And then, of course, there's $784.75 in accessories before adding the sales tax. And when you add up the grand total here, guess what? Your out-the-door price is now $52,615. $615, and the MSRP was $44,000. So there was a quantum leap. I took notes, wrote down everything. He then asked if I had any questions. I asked if there was any way he could lower the price. He asked what price point would make this happen right now. I don't know what that means, price point, but what's your price that if I give it to you, you'll buy it right now? That's all standard, back and forth, old school game that all the car dealers virtually play. I stated that I prefer to skip the extras and purchase the car below MSRP. He explained that Subarus don't really have much room for negotiation, but if it's only a matter of a few $100s, he could probably make it happen. And I'll say this again about Subaru. By definition, there's not many Subarus. They can't build them fast enough because it's such a good product. So even before the COVID issue and the microchip issue and all the rest of the issues with the economy, Subaru has always been a low supply, high demand car. So you're not going to be able to get a big discount below MSRP on a Subaru in the best of times, and these are the worst of times. So just a thought if you're thinking about buying a Subaru. I informed him that I had an appointment to get to, but would be in touch. He requested that I wait a moment so his manager could greet me. I waited a few minutes and started walking towards the door. That always gets them out of their chair when you walk towards the door. At that point, Gabe came over, thanked me for coming in, and said he'd be in touch. And there we have it. I mean, you heard the shopping report on a great car like a Subaru. Well, we want you to vote.
C- from me.
Okay.
Okay. For me, I'm going to say C-.
For them, I give them an E, maybe a G.
I'm waffling between a D plus and C minus. I'll give it a C minus. Disappointing. The salesperson was extremely knowledgeable on the product. And as I was reading that, I said, here the man the salesman has got himself one of the best cars on the market to sell. And if he resorts to misleading, devious bait and switch, junk fees, and the rest of it, what a shame. I mean, you got a good car. Sell it for a fair price.
You got a good brand. I mean,
Got a
a
good
great
brand,
reputation.
yeah.
Don't sully that brand.
Hi, this is Earl Stewart. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to be notified of new videos that we post to our YouTube channel, simply click on the subscribe button and the bell icon in the lower right-hand side of the screen.